Organ donation is a topic that doesn't come up very often at high schools across America, but it is an issue that should be talked about more often, especially in Iowa. To me, organ donation is saving lives. So why wouldn't you be a donor? Surprisingly, around Cedar Falls High School, I kept hearing the same answer.
No, I am not an organ donor at the moment.
I didn't know what an organ donor was until recently this year.
No, I mean, I haven't really thought about it much.
No, I'm not a donor. I don't know a whole lot about it.
No, I'm not an organ donor.
The truth is, only 38% of Americans are registered as organ donors, though 51% say that they would be willing to donate. The main reason the statistics are not higher is because people are uneducated. Being educated about the impact that being a donor can have on people's lives is tremendous. Here are two stories of people in Cedar Falls, Iowa, whose lives have been affected by organ donation forever. In May 2010, tragedy struck the DeJody family of Ankeny, Iowa, as a truck failed to stop and T-boned the family's car at an intersection. The family was tossed about the car, killing Carson, age 5, and Claire, 5 months old, instantaneously of brain injury. Son Chase had minor injuries, and mother, Heather, was tossed into a coma. Father Troy DeJody, brother of Adam, lives in Cedar Falls and is avid about the awareness of importance of organ donation.
The night of the accident, obviously the ambulance takes him away. Carson was actually rode in a helicopter in Des Moines. This is in Des Moines at Mercy Hospital and Blythe Children's Hospital, both. My brother obviously got the call, had to go to the hospital with obviously the worst news that you could ever imagine, and right on the spot, his next door neighbor, which was a good friend of his, is a doctor in Des Moines. He met them there to help him with this, and right away, my brother's friend Dan pulled my brother aside and said, obviously these are awful circumstances, but you have a chance to do something very, very, very rare in determining whether your kids are going to be organ donors or not. And so it really brought my brother back to reality, and the fact that this would be a chance to turn a horrible, horrible negative into an extreme positive. And so for my brother Troy to have the insight at that moment to be able to function at all, let alone make a decision that could help others, was truly amazing.
Raising awareness that organ donation is an option is very important to the DeJody family.
To raise awareness, my brother has really tried to use this as a platform to help organ donation and to spread the word, because it was a very high-profile accident. It was in the media a lot, and he chose to raise awareness for organ donation through the accident. Not pushing it upon people, not like I said, being pushy, but also just raising awareness that it's a very personal decision, and helping people realize that they can help save other people. Troy and Heather and Chase are doing great. Heather is, if you met her, you wouldn't know that she had a brain injury. She isn't, people like to ask the word normal. She isn't normal, but who's normal? She's a little bit different personality, but she walks and talks and does everything a normal person would do, and you wouldn't know it if you met her. So she is doing better probably in 15 or 16 months than they ever thought she'd be doing in 15 or 16 years. And Chase is just a happy child. I mean, he's great. He was curious about where Carson's at, and they've talked about that. He's had some therapy because of that, because that's a pretty traumatic thing for a youngster to go through. But boy, he's really prospered, and he's grown up a lot.
Adam advises to spend some time learning about organ donation before making a very important decision to become a donor.
This has been my brother's biggest pitch, is that organ donation is a very personal decision. So what he would encourage, and what I would encourage, is to spend 5 minutes learning about it. IowaDonorNetwork.com is a great place where you can go and sign up. Just take 5 minutes and read about it, and then decide if it's for you or not. And if it's not for you, then that's okay. But at least you spent the time, and if you do think it's for you, then it takes 3 minutes to fill out the form, and all of a sudden you're an organ donor.
The organs from little Carson and Claire went to 10 recipients, giving each one hope for a better future. Richard Nelson of Cedar Falls lived a normal life working at John Deere and meeting the love of his life, Judy. 5 years ago, he found out that he had cirrhosis of the liver, meaning that in the future he would be in need of a transplant. He immediately was put onto the waiting list, where he still is today.
Well, I found out about 5 years ago that I had cirrhosis of the liver, and it's just been a very slow decline. first it was pretty minor, and, but as time goes by, you just get weaker and weaker. My life hasn't changed so much because I'm on the waiting list. My life has just changed because of the disease, and it, like I say, it went from almost no effect at all. I knew I had it, but it really wasn't causing any problems. And then over the last 4 or 5 years, it's just been a steady downhill spiral. So, and you just, of course, you always wonder, well, you know, how many more years can I keep this up?
Richard said he is not afraid of death, but what he is afraid of is making sure his life was worthwhile. Richard is a huge advocate for Donate Iowa and suggests everyone become donors.
Why not? Why not be a donor? What are you out? And I would just really, really love to see high school kids at least learn about organ donation and what it's all about. I just, you know, I appreciate all the people that have helped me along the way, and I just hope that everybody will at least take the time to look into it and see what it's all about. Do it now. You're really not out anything. So.
Being a donor can save many people's lives. Become one of the many and sign up as soon as possible. Why did you become an organ donor?
I'm a donor because if someone needs an organ that I don't need anymore, they can use it.
Just because you never know what can happen after, who you can help.
My organs would just go to waste in the ground, and it'd probably be better for them to go to someone who actually needs them.
My mom told me to, and to help out others.
If I don't need it anymore, I might as well give it to someone that needs it.
Why not be a donor? It's for a good cause, and you get to help someone that's not doing very well.
If you haven't already, please sign up today at donateiowa.org.